On our way to New Zealand, we had our transit at Singapore. Since we had some time between the flights, we took the Singapore Airlines free city tour, on which you get to visit Merlion Park and the gardens by the bay. If your transit is more than 5.5 hours and within 24 hours, you can choose between 4 different tour routes. Each tour is 2.5 hours long and conducted in English only. Let's hear from our friendly guide Paul.
So, ladies and gentlemen, do you know what you're seeing today? The Merlion Park. Okay, this is known as the City Sights Tour. So this tour is sponsored by Changi Airport, Singapore Airlines and Singapore Tourism Board. There are 4 tours. I will talk about the other 3 on the way back, but today you are on the City Sights Tour. So this tour is specially designed to show you 2 of the most popular places that tourists love. Okay, so number 1, we are going to the Merlion Park. Nearer, you see the 2 domes. That is the gardens by the bay. We are going to that area later. In front of us, can you see the water? And can you see on the left there's a wall? It's interesting, right? Because behind the wall is the sea, salt water. In front of the wall is a freshwater reservoir. This area is freshwater, is one of Singapore's freshwater supply. Okay? Over here on the left, at the bottom there, is the Singapore Formula 1 pit building. The Singapore Grand Prix happens here every year in September. And finally, the big wheel there, the big observation wheel, that is the Singapore Flyer, the world's largest observation wheel in 2008.
Formerly called Victoria Memorial Hall, the concert hall was built between 1902 and 1905 in honor of Queen Victoria. The Memorial Hall played a significant role in Singapore's history, serving as makeshift hospital during World War II and a venue for the inaugural meeting of the People's Action Party in 1954.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this area. Believe it or not, it is one of Singapore's oldest area. How do we know that? This grass patch in front of you has been here even before the British came. When the British came in 1819, the gentleman by the name of Sir Stamford Raffles, his statue is there. The gentleman by the name of Sir Stamford Raffles stepped onto Singapore on the river there. The river bank is there. He stepped there, and there were local Malay people living around this area.
Anderson Bridge is a pedestrian bridge that spans across Singapore River, located near the river's mouth in the downtown core planning area. This 70-meter long, 28-meter wide truss bridge was completed in 1910 and was named after Sir John Anderson. It forms part of the Singapore Grand Prix Marina Bay Street Circuit, which debuted on 28 September 2008. On October 15, 2019, this bridge, along with Kavanagh Bridge and Elgin Bridge, collectively known as Singapore River Bridge, was gazetted by the National Heritage Board as the 73rd National Monument of Singapore.
We became an independent country in 1965. So very simple. 1819, British came here. 150 over years, British in charge. 1965, we became independent country. We broke away from the British. Many countries broke away from the British. So in the 1968-69, we decided we must start tourism. We must welcome tourists to visit Singapore. And a logo will be helpful for other people to know Singapore. So they have a competition. They designed the Merlion, which is a lion head and a fish tail.
The Merlion's fish-like body symbolizes Singapore's origin as a fishing village, known as Temasek, a name which comes from the same root as the word Tasek, the lake in Malay. The statue's head represents the city's original name of Singapura. According to legend, Sang Nila Uttama, a Srivijayan prince of Palembang, landed on the shores amidst a tempest at sea. Near the mouth of the Singapore River, the prince spied a strange creature which he identified as a lion, thus giving Singapura its name. Spouting water from its mouth, the Merlion statue stands at 8.6 meters and weighs 70 tons, which was covered for renovation by the time we went there. Repair work is now complete. The small statue located near is 2 meters tall. Originally located at the mouth of the Singapore River, the original Merlion statue was built by local craftsman Lim Nang Seng, designed by Kwan Sai Keong, and unveiled on 15 September 1972 by then Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew. With the completion of Esplanade Bridge in 1997, the statue could no longer be viewed clearly from the waterfront and was relocated to the Merlion Park, which stands in front of Fullerton Hotel and overlooking Marina Bay.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Gardens by the Bay. The whole garden is actually built on reclaimed land.
Gardens by the Bay is a nature park spanning over 101 hectares in the central region of Singapore. Park consists of 3 waterfront gardens: Bay South Garden, Bay East Garden and Bay Central Garden. The garden houses the Flower Dome, the world's largest greenhouse.
Alright, they are very beautiful because there are plants not only at the bottom, but plants on the side. They are super trees because they can super absorb water. You know why? The top, the shape. On rainy weather, they collect water.
Super trees are 18 tree-like structures 23 meters to 50 meters tall. They are vertical gardens that perform multiple functions, which include planting, shading, and working as environmental engines for the garden. Photovoltaic cells that harness solar energy are used for functions of super tree like lighting. Collection of rainwater is used for irrigation and fountain displays. Super trees also serve air intake and exhaust functions as part of the conservatory's cooling system. There is an elevated walkway between 2 of the larger super trees for visitors to enjoy panoramic views of the garden. There are 4 free tours, but please make sure that you book them well in advance. They get filled very quickly. If you are arriving at Changi Airport, please find the registration booths in the transit area without clearing the immigration. Also, if you are planning to go on the tour before the departure, make sure you register with them before and do not cross the immigration. You can find more information from their website, which I will link below in the description.